President Trump is warning special counsel Robert Mueller to stay out of his family business dealings. But if Mueller is following the money, it'll lead from the Trump family to a lot of people and transactions in Russia, often with ties to the government there.
The overwhelming majority of former Russian oligarchs, now I would call them operatives, they are really subordinate to Putin.
Trump's closest business partner in Russia is likely Aras Agalarov, a real estate mogul and friend of Vladimir Putin, who reportedly paid Trump $20 million to bring the Miss Universe pageant to Moscow. And then there's Agalarov's son, Emin.
Emin, wake up. Come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Emin?
He's a Russian pop star who helped set up a controversial meeting in Trump Tower between a Kremlin-linked lawyer, Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, and Paul Manafort, who led Trump's campaign. Mueller is investigating that meeting too and asked White House aides to preserve any documents related to that meeting. Speaking of Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, his meetings with Russians are also under scrutiny. Not only has he met with the Russian ambassador, where he reportedly sought to open a secret line of communication, he also met with the CEO of a Russian state-owned bank, Sergei Gorkov. In a statement submitted to congressional committees investigating Russia, Kushner said he met with Gorkov because the Russian ambassador said he was a banker and someone with a direct line to the Russian president. Kushner denies any collusion with Russia in this testimony. Kushner also secured a multi-million-dollar real estate deal with a Soviet-born oligarch under investigation in a money laundering case. Ilya Yazlowski is an expert on Russian corruption and money laundering.
They want to subvert legal system here in this country, and they want to then lobby on behalf of Russian government against sanctions. So they really want to start influencing parties, political decision-making, political discourse, which is dangerous. That really hits America at the heart of its politics.
Manafort, Trump's campaign manager, has a lot of financial history to unpack, including from his time as an advisor for Viktor Yanukovych, the pro-Russian former president of Ukraine. The New York Times reported Manafort was $17 million in debt to pro-Russian interests before he agreed to run Trump's campaign for free. This is the Russian billionaire he reportedly owed money to, Oleg Deripaska. The AP reported Deripaska once employed Manafort to further the interests of Putin inside the U.S. The FBI is looking at Russian investment in Trump's properties, including the sale of Trump's Palm Beach mansion to a Russian billionaire. Trump bought the mansion for $41 million and sold it to a Russian oligarch for $95 million. And in a real estate conference in 2008, Trump Jr. himself said, quote, "Russians make up a pretty disproportionate cross-section of a lot of our assets. We see a lot of money pouring in from Russia."
We saw very different members of Trump team, both in the administration and in the campaign, collaborating with Russians over some for years, some for months at least. So for me, the prediction, one of the obvious predictions right now is that there will definitely be some prosecutions.
Trump Jr., Kushner, and Manafort are all set to testify in Congress about their dealings with Russia and its government.